Okay, Tim. So we will start the sessions. So last time we were discussing about our pipelines. We have built it. This is the build pipeline. I think last week. I don't remember this one. I think like this maybe okay. This one. Let's say we have some of them here. We have artifacts, but we will be doing from the scratch. Don't worry. Whatever we have done or whatever we have received, you can learn that also. But we will be going a little bit of deep. Okay. So what we will do first, in my GitHub, I have already cloned it. So, but those who have not seen, I will once again close everything. I will open the completely new. Let's say you have a requirement where you need to, uh, maybe I can just close. Let's see if you can just, okay, I don't have anything for now in this folder. I have created a folder here. Okay, what I'll do first, the first thing is that I wanted to clone this one. I wanted to clone my GitHub accounts, basically the repo. Okay, I'll take this copy. I go to my Visual Studio. Okay, I am showing from the scratch so that will be easy for everyone to understand. So, sorry, we don't want this one. Okay, so I have nothing here. As you can see, this is the folder name. So what I'll do is first I'll ignore this also because this is before what we were doing. So I have nothing here. Let's say my requirement is now, like I mentioned, what is my requirement is now. We'll be understanding this also later. But before that, I am just trying to show you what we have to do it. This is the requirement. Okay, hands-on real use cases using Azure DevOps. So if we have a requirement, let's say you have now code which is located in your instead of the net. In my case, it is a Git Azure repo, but in our case, it will be a Azure, so not Azure, GitHub. Okay, the repo will be in GitHub located. Now I have a code that is my ASP.NET base that is in GitHub. Then rest we will understand. Now the requirement is that I wanted to deploy in my Azure Web App. Okay, and you can ignore this one for now. We will not be touching this one. So sorry. So for now, what you do, we have to just understand that we wanted to deploy in our Azure Web App. Okay. So what we will do first thing, like I mentioned, the core is located in your GitHub now. So let me go to my GitHub first. This is I think okay. I think this is the okay. I'll take this one. Okay. Otherwise, we can take some other code also. I don't know which one. Let me check. I can take this one. If you wanted to use this project also, that is possible. What you can do is there is an option to fork, no, just copy the go to this link. You can fork here, just fork and put it in your keep it in your local GitHub. Okay. So what we will do, we will go with the this one because we were working this only. That is same only. First thing, I'll copy this URL of your repository. Okay. So I'll copy. I can select this one, or you can select based on the. But in my case, HTTPS is my default one. I'm using it. So, like I mentioned, I have created my folder here or directory in my local system so that I can clone and keep my repo here. Okay. So with there is an option for terminal, I'll go just mention git init. First, I'll initialize. As you can see before that, yeah, I have nothing here. Now I don't see anything. Okay. Let me initialize the git. Then we initialize. Okay. So it is initialized now. Let me go and check here. Okay. It is initialized everything, whatever is there, it is configured now. It is initialized now. Now, what is the second step? Second step we will do is git clone. We will clone with our remote repo. That is my ASP.NET code. Okay, git clone. Git clone and then this one which you copied here, right? So I'll copy once again so that will be easy. Okay, so I will go back to my here Visual Studio, copy paste it. So git clone, then URL of your or the link, basically your repo link. Okay, that is your GitHub link. As soon as I click here, it is cloned successfully. If I go here also, I can see here my application name. What is the web app ASP.NET code. Same thing if I go in my repo also, this name will be listed if you can see here, right? Web app.asp.NET code. Okay, so that means right now we have cloned it. Second step what we will do, we will actually redirect, basically redirect to my repository. Right now you are not inside of your repository, you are just initialized, but now you want to go inside of this one. So what do, you can just type or copy paste whatever way, but in my case I'll just type it. Just see the case sensitive this also web, just tap you use it. Okay, so I went inside now. This is a URL. I went inside. Right now you are inside of your uh, repository. Okay, that is your which you clone. Now let me check what content it has inside this folder, right? Let me check ls. So as I can see here, if I take the ls, I can see this many folders basically. Okay, here. Same thing if you go here also, that you could see here, whatever you see here. But again, if I go inside here, I have so many other things also. Same thing also, I can go cd based on if you want, you can go inside. But in my case, I don't want to go inside because I want to work in my repo only. So I will directly do it changes from here only directly. Okay. So same thing what you see here, like you can see here. Let's see my case Azure Web App. You can see manifest folder, and then we have so many things. Same thing you can see here also in your GitHub. It's a Git manifest folder is the properties pages, everything is there. Okay. So we are clear here now. So what is our work here now? Our work is to push this code. Basically, I have cloned now. Let's say you're a DevOps guy. You have cloned your repo from your remote to your local system, and you wanted to do some modifications and push back to your GitHub, and then the CI/CD integration need to be done. Okay. So first step is done. Till here, what we did was we have done. So before that, what I'll do, till here we have cloned it. Okay. So in my best way of understanding what we will do is, I will first, okay, I will create a pipeline first. The reason why, so that I can show some other things also at the same time. Okay. Uh, right, Ivan project. Right now you have everything. Now you wanted to push this one, but you should let me keep my pipeline also ready first. I create new pipeline. There is a button, go pipeline on the pipeline. Now in my case, my GitHub location, sorry, the repo is my in GitHub. Okay, so let me select GitHub. Once I select my GitHub, it asks me where is your code located, right? So in my case, my GitHub located, I think it is in sp.NET code. I think this is the one, right? Azure Pulse. Okay, let me take this one. Azure Pulse is my, sorry, which one did I take for my cloning here in my local system? Uh, okay. Web 7. Okay, anyway, I will take one of the code. I think I'll do back. This is ASP.NET code. Okay, ASP.NET code, I will take it. Okay. So, yeah. So I'll take ASP.NET code, this one. Okay, I will take this one. Now, it is asking me, same as before, your configure pipeline based on the code what you have in your GitHub. They will recommend you. In my case, it is a ASP.NET code. So I can see here, ASP.NET. Okay. Code. Okay, build and test also I wanted to do it. So let me select this one. As I can see here, as you can see here, this is the thing. It is there already. It has everything. Now what I want to do is here I have a code. Let's say in my trigger option I mentioned as a main. Okay. Okay. So what I'll do first. The first step, what I mentioned is that this part for now you can just keep as it is because I want to first integrate, then check everything in place. But before that, what we will do, understand the requirement, what it says now. I need to have these three things, prerequisites. If I want to work with the, this is the requirement, deploy ASP.NET Core application to my Azure Web App. This is the requirement. Okay. Now to perform this one, I have some prerequisites which I need to follow. The first thing is the Azure account that I have already. Okay. Second is the web app. Create web app in your Azure portal. Third is your projects. Project means you should create a project with the DevOps name, whatever name in your this in Azure DevOps portal. This thing. So in my case, I have this also. That is why I was already went inside. Second, I need to create this one. So what I'll do, I'll let me first create this also so that it will be easy for us to deploy altogether. So when I create this one, I need to be sure like what is application type, what kind of this thing will be used. In my case, I know it is a ASP.NET based application. So let me use application. Okay. So web app. So I'll mention web app name as I don't know what name I can give. Okay, something I'll mention. Mm, DevOps policy. I think it's not tag anywhere. Okay, and this is web app. Okay, this is my web app Azure Pulse web app. Okay, this is my or I mentioned 01. Okay, this is the name of my Azure web app. That is in Azure. Okay. Second thing is asking publish. Okay, publish where I want to do it because it is a code base. So I will share this one. And this is important team. Okay, when I check the run team stack, it's important because in my case it is a ASP.NET based code. So let me select ASP.NET for this is the latest one. Okay, I'll select the ASP.NET 4.8. If I select by default, it has a based on this thing support version of your this thing, so it support only Windows. But in your case, if it is other, you can select Linux as well. So I will keep it as it is, the location or the region. And then second, we have it here. This also I don't have to worry because still take everything. But in my case here, I will mention as a okay free P1 that is this thing. Okay, I select as free plan. Now you will not be costing much. It will be a few only what you use. Okay. Now let me go. So I'm not focusing on anything theme. Okay, just I'm just trying to create very basic web app. This also I don't have to do it for now, and we don't have to understand much here. Just we will deploy it. Okay. By the time let it complete. Meanwhile, what we will do, what we will do first thing, we created a web app. Okay, first is a web app created. Second, what I'll do is I will go in my where is that code right there? Here. Okay, in my code I have here. Okay, pipeline is ready now. Now I know where to deploy. Now here also, like I mentioned, I need to publish the artifacts also in Azure pipeline, which we did it was. So pipeline, this syntax, we'll understand. Okay, when I say this thing, and okay, what we will understand here is that we will publish the artifacts also. So if you see here, there is a option of settings task. Whenever I mention any task, it should be in the under same category. What I want, if I want just like see what it is coming like that. What I'll do is I will just shift and enter. What happened now? It will be one more. It will be let's say I want to give some space, right? Space. Sorry, shift then enter. You do see if I use just shift and enter, see it will go. Okay. Otherwise, it will be coming automatic things. So I don't want that. So I wanted to keep here. So what I'll do in my case, there is an option of show assistant. So in my code, I have code is ready, everything's ready based on the applications. Now I wanted to publish in my Azure pipeline. So the publish using, I need to publish this one from here in the CI process. You already mentioned, I can mention publish or artifacts, whatever name I can give it. It should be a same, sorry, publish spellings, is it publish? Okay. You can just drag down. There's so many things. There are some about duplicated, deprecated. Us, but we are working with Azure pipeline, so we will see there is a option. Okay, publish build artifacts, build publish build artifacts to Azure pipeline. Okay, so this is what we need. So let me select this one. As I select here, I will mention artifacts name also, or you can keep it as it is. In my case, I will mention as a the same thing mention the pulse artifacts. Okay, so this is now it asks me like where to publish with the where are you going to keep these artifacts basically. Okay. Then we will also understand what is artifacts everything. Once I do hands-on everything, I will show you with example also. For now, just understand what we did. Okay, so let me, and okay, so by default, this is the directory of that build.artifact staging directory. Okay, so we will run the pipeline now. So I mentioned this is first pipeline was uh, pipeline, but whatever name based on that, I'm just giving for example. I can give first pipeline. I can mention. Okay, and here if you see here, commit directly to the main branch, so this will affect to the main branch. So if you have other branch also based on that, you can have it, but in my case I am keeping as default. So like I mentioned last time also, so now we will see is we will anyway be talking about this also. Just little bit I wanted to show you this also. Where is that? Good. Okay, so if you see here, now let's understand about the artifacts. Anyway, this is going to take some time. We will just view these logs. Okay, then we'll see what is artifacts means. When I say artifacts, basically artifacts are the output or result of your software development process. They can include compiled binaries, libraries, documentations, and other files that are generated during the build process. Okay, so when I say the artifacts, basically this is basically the output of your build process. During the build process, whatever the being generated could be your libraries, or it could be your any kind of documentations or any other files, that is known as artifacts. We will understand details. Example, in our case, these all are being this, this is one solution, this is being built now. So once it is done, you see the one artifact is being published here, right? Jobs. Okay, so when I say the what exactly this thing, we will first initialize, then this process basically this when they checkout. Checkout basically nothing but whatever I have a code in my GitHub, they have checkout. But in the sense they have when inside my code, inside my GitHub, they try to scan everything if my code works fine. Okay. If everything goes well, then next step, this is your the Nigger installer. What is Nigger installer? Nigger installer basically, if you see here, Nigger is basically the package management that we will learn later. So for now, just understand this little, but I will explain in details later. Okay. I will explain once again everything once we complete end-to-end process. For now, just I understand the artifacts. Okay. That is where it is. So we will anyway, we will not focus right now. We will once finish the hands-on, then we will I will explain you. First we will complete hands-on. So it is published now. So if I go inside, let me go inside my artifacts. See whatever name I given in my this thing as your sorry DevOps Pulse artifacts, same thing I have. These are, or if I go inside, let me go inside. See these are all of files while building the solution for your application. This will be there. So okay, these are all your artifacts. This now okay with application name .dll or execute. That anyway I'll explain later as we finish the work. For now is just this much you understand. Okay, so right now your artifacts is ready. What is my second step? I need to do it continuous deployment. Okay, so I have got my published artifacts. uh, so what we did was, let me go through with the steps so that okay, say process that you can take a look later, but for now we don't have to refer this one. We have already seen that. For your reference in the future, yes, you can go through first connect to blah blah. So you should just go through with this one. Okay. So in my case, I don't have to refer this one because we know the process. Now I go to the in my release. Once I go to my release pipeline, what I can see here is that if you see here release, let me go to my release. Sorry, this is my setting up CI/CD in continuous deployment. So I will be talking about now the we completed the CI process is completed. Sorry. This is a CI process is continuous depth integration is completed for now because artifact also we have got because the artifact configuration publish the build artifacts usually in the build dot artifact staging directory, that which one I have which I have showed you. Okay, and save it. This is your clear now. So your CI part is clear. Same now we are going with the CD part, continuous deployment. So same thing steps are mentioned here. You can take a look later. But in my case, we will not refer this one, but it is good for you to understand the process. Okay. So in my case, what we will do, I will go directly because I know what to do it. By the time I think my the web also got created. Let me check. Yes, good. So my Azure Web App is clear. Now let me access this web app using the URL domain name, whatever. I'll try to explore. See, I can access. This is a default, okay, web page. So default, now I have some core in my application that I want to bring it to here basically. Okay, now we are clear with our CI part that we have got the artifacts as well. Now second part is our continuous deployment using release pipeline. Let me click here. There is an option. If you can see here, release, new, and the new release pipeline. Same thing in documents also we have mentioned. Release, new, release pipelines. So it's in everything in details I have mentioned. Then what it says there, choose the empty job template and name is such as staging or anything you'd like. Whatever name you want, you can give it. So in my case, I know it, so I don't have to come back again and again. But for you, yes, it is good for you to go with this thing. So in my case, I can give it a name. So in my case, I'll just mention as you can be this name can be anything based on your requirement. If you want to work with you can mention like a staging, prod, and all. Okay, a UAT, something like that. But in my case, I'll just mention some naming based on what I know. I'll mention sorry, deploy to web app, Azure Web App. I'll mention so that this is naming it. This normally you don't give this current name, but I'm just giving so that it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, deploy to Azure Web. Azure Web App. I want to deploy it here. That is why I give this name. Now we are clear. I think it's good to show others also so that it will be easy to refer. Now, second part, what will artifacts, right? Add artifacts. Add the artifacts from the build pipeline you created. You remember last time, not last time, just now we created new pipeline. Okay, so we will, there is an option. Click here, artifacts. Second step, there is a build option under source type, build, and there is a project where your project, sorry, your the repo contains. Okay, my repo actually under this project, right? So I will maybe just see here list of the thing. Then I'll mention. I'll just check. I'm not able to find here. Maybe this is the one. And I still remember my artifacts name also, right? This is not the one because this is not the artifacts name I given. So this is not the one. Maybe I can search with this one. Maybe I don't know. Let me check. This is the artifacts. Remember, we kept this name only artifacts. Else, what we can do, we just for our reference, we will because we should be sure, no, what we do. We can cross verify whether we are referring the correct one or not. Pipeline, I went. This is the one pipeline one I've given. I can okay. Let it be. For now, I don't insist. Let it be default. Let it be this only. So I'll just go inside. See, okay, this is the name. The was false artifacts. This is the name which we given during the CI process. So that means we are clear now. We are using the correct one. So that is why I got this one. Okay, so let me add it now. So now your artifacts are ready. Added in your continuous deployment. Now what we will do, add stage like Azure. Here you have to use as a Azure Web App service deployment. That will be a stage. So because I want to deploy it, right? So I wanted to deploy. So what I'll do is click here. As soon as I click here, by default, this Azure will take care to do your work. So yeah, this will he'll take care everything. You see the artifacts download everything, whatever you give in there, that they have got here. Okay, agent's work is to do that. But me, what I'll do, I will create another task that is mentioned version name here. It mentions the choose Azure Web Service deployment, configure a subscription details, whatever details you have that you will be configuring now. So in my case, I will select as a task this one, Azure Web App deployment. Okay. So let me see. Azure Web App or copy paste it. Doesn't make sense, but you can type and understand also Azure Web App. Okay, you see here. If you see, there are many other, but depends on the different use case. But we are using here Azure. Sorry, not this one. This one, Azure App Service Deploy, right? We just Azure App Service Deploy. We'll see Azure App Service Deployment. Okay, that's the one we want. So we are in the right place. So let me click here. So right now you got the artifacts. You have everything now. I wanted to deploy in my Azure Web App. Now first step, what I have display name that again depends on you. You want you can change it. But in my case, I don't want this to be same. Let it be as default. And here's the thing. Normally, if you are doing for the first time, you have to you should be having your basically service connection, or if you have already used before, it will be okay. But in my case, I don't have to get the service connection. Okay. For in your case, you can register. Okay. Suppose if I have mentioned that silent stays there. Okay, that is not mentioned. That I will show you later. Okay, how we can get the service connection. Okay, so what I'll do now, subscription that I have already because I have already registered my subscription here. Because I will see first what is my name here in which subscription. This is in dev test, right? Dev test I have selected, and this is the name. of my web app. So let me web app, select the subscription. Like I mentioned, app service type, this is a Windows base. While selecting, we select as a Windows while creating the web app. Second is, this is important, app service name. So in app service name, this is the one, right? This is the one being given here. This is the name being given. Okay. So we have got this one. Second, then now if you want this kind of this thing also, you can have a service environment that I will explain later, but not in this class. Yeah, this is an advanced level. For now, we don't have to think much about this one. Then this also important. If you see here, stay this is the full package, right? Where it is located. System dot default working directory, whatever you have here, right? So in my case, this is the correct one. What I will do, I will keep everything as it is. Okay, so I don't have much here. What I'll do, I will save it. Once I save the things pipeline, I can name it whatever name I want. Pipeline name, I can mention this web app uh, pipeline release. You can mention a name web app 01 or whatever name you want. That based on you, you can mention it. In my case, I keeping as the web app one. Okay. So once I save it, it asks me to create a release. So let me release. So okay, let's wait. If you see here, it will take some time. Meanwhile, we'll see. So we selected Azure web app deployment task we selected. Then here we mention as this name, the whatever task name. Then configure task with the subscription details, app service name, and other deployment settings. So whatever we have selected, that is okay for us. Then what we did was save and deploy. We have save and deploy. We save the release pipelines and trigger. Okay, that we are still it is in progress, so we will see that. So let me click here, or you can click from here also, because this is just recently got released. But if you want, you can go from here also. There is a button, release button. As you can see here, if you can see on the release one, this is a name which you're given, and you can see here it is in progress. So let me see what is going on here, right? Click there. Yeah. So what is going on? Let's see now. Once we understand this flow, everything, whatever we are doing from our manually, basically in our what is that git here, right here, whatever we are doing and going to do, that also I will show you, so that it will be very much clear for you how exactly it works, right? So that is why I made this ready. See, it is success. Let me see success here. What it is, if you see here, so internal download artifacts from here, and this particular service name, what we have selected as a okay, that did it. So you can check if you want to see the logs, everything. That is also you can check what is going on the backend. Yes, you can understand these are download artifacts. The same, you can see multiple next tasks like that. It's good if you understand this one. You can just have a look how it works in the backend. Okay. For now, you don't have to think much. Just understand the flow how it happened. So right now our work is done. Now my continuous deployment also ready. Now let me go in my Azure Web App directly in my here. Sorry, where is my Azure Web App? Right. Here. Let me refresh this one. You can directly resource take this URL once again. Now let it be this also. I'll open new tab also. Okay. See, congrats. Yeah. See, right now I have in my ASP.NET code that is located in my Azure repository. Sorry, GitHub. The code I took, I have developed in my Azure Web App. Okay. So whatever we expected, that is based on what we expect, that is happened here. Now, so till here, is it clear, team? Now I will explain like how we can modify and push everything and trigger it. Is it clear, team? Hello. Okay, fine then. Then what we will do, we are clear with our continuous deployment. But now think example. Uh, Let me go here. I click here. Sorry, not pipeline, release pipeline. What I wanted to do is now I need to keep two things in mind. Let me go inside my this thing. Basically, I want to edit it. I want to edit my release pipeline. Why I want to release it? See here, see here. Okay, click here. Sorry, I still did not read. I still didn't edit some. Let me edit. Okay, let me here. There is an option you will see continuous deployment. Okay, trigger. Let me click here. If I click enable here, what happens now? Okay, if I click here, there are so many other things are there that I will explain later. For now, understand this one. What is going to happen? Okay, as soon as the bill happen, automatically it will trigger your continuous deployment. Okay, so I enable this one. Okay, now this is good. Now let me shape this one. Second step is our pipeline. Now go my pipeline. So what we did was, let me just frame it. I enable this one so that as soon as the code, whatever modification happen in my GitHub and push to particular branches, could be based on the pipeline what you define. Okay, so in my case, pipeline is there. So in my case, let's say in my pipeline, I have this code just so that it will be easy for you to understand. Let's say here, the trigger option based on the whatever happens, right? In my case, it is a main, right? So you can have some other, you can ask, you can include some other brands as well, depends on the requirement. So in my case, I am keeping as main, but we will see other way also. Okay. So whenever push to here, the automatically they get trigger here. The deployment will start automatically. Continuous deployment will start automatically. But in our case now, we just have this one. Okay. We have everything. What we will do now, we will go our pipeline, which is I think already open, right? We have already open here. What I want is now, as a DevOps guy, you're still working the code, something you work modify basically. I want to see basically the continuous deployment, how it works basically. Okay, so right now we have deploy already. Let's say code is already ready, but in my case, if code is not ready, where I wanted to modify something within the core and then deploy it, let's see how we can use using continuous integration and continuous deployment. Okay. Okay, if I can. Okay, so what we can do is now, uh, because I know what is which Git we are using, right? We are using this particular repository that is ASP.NET base code. So that I have already cloned in my local system now. So let me, what I'll do is now, I will do some changes in my code. Git. First, I'll check which branch am I setting, right? Because I have already, I'm inside now. Let me check Git branch. Okay, I don't have anything. Let me check which whether we are in this right place. Azure Web App. Okay. Okay. Right now we okay. We are already inside here. Pulse. Okay. I need to go inside. I didn't go inside. That's what I was saying. Go inside of this one web app. Is it capital? Okay. Correct only. Okay. Let me go inside now. Ls I'll type. I have this many things. What is being displayed in my GitHub? In my GitHub, these all there. Okay. Now let me see how many brands are available in my board. Basic. First, I'll check in my local Git brands. I wanted to see my in my local. Basically, it has only one default one. But how can I check? If you see here in my remote, I have three branches. Let me rephrase it. I have three branches, right? See, I have this hidden dev and feature. I have three branches total. One, two, three. Okay. So I have three branches. How do I check all branches, whether it is local or it is remote, right? Let's see that. It is very simple. So same command I'll use. So and also along with that, I will just add a. That's a. A is nothing but it is all. It includes your remote as well as local. See here. Now I can see what you see is the main is your this thing. Whatever you see the red main, that is your remote. Okay. See, I have a future branch, dev branch, main branch. This is a hat, so you don't have to worry this. So this is a basic hat. Right now we are here. So you can see three branches basically in your remote and one in your listing. So as a DevOps guy, what we will do now, I will not be modifying my code, whatever I have it here. I wanted to do some changes in my other branch. So what I'll do is I can create a branch in many ways. So I can create Git branch, then branch name also I can create. But I don't want that way. I wanted to create and just switch to the particular branch. So what I'll do is git checkout dash b is nothing but specify the branch, then branch name. In my case, I'll mention as a I'll just see what branch is there right now. It is only we have a three branch, Hirian branch and the feature branch, main branch. So I'll mention as staging, STGING. Okay. Sorry, spelling. Okay. So git checkout. What happened now? This will create the branch. Okay, as staging. At the same time, they will check out basically. This will switch to my this branch, same branch. Let me go there. Now you see here, created switch to a new branch that is my staging. Right now we are inside. So if I say again git branch or git branch all whatever is here, you can check. So in my case, just say git branch. So right now I'm if you see the green tick, that means I'm in the with the asterisk. That means you are sitting in the right place. Or you can check in many ways. You can check in the like also git status. Okay, you can check this view also. You are on this. There are many ways to check. Depends on the this thing. Okay, use cases. So in my case, right now I have switch. What I'll do is, as a DevOps guy, I will do some modification in my code, application code, and I will push this code to my Azure, sorry, to my GitHub. So as soon as the code is pushed, the triggers should happen now. This whatever I have mentioned here I mentioned as main, right? So we can mention some other also trigger. So what I'll do is in my case, I will change the name as some other name. But for now, I will not change it. Let it as it is because let's understand the basic first. Okay, okay. I can close this one. I don't want for now. The this also okay. Okay. So what I'll do is now I have created my here basically this thing now. I'm already inside here, right? I'm sitting in my staging now. Now, as a DevOps guy, because like I mentioned, you will not be working on your main branch. Always you will create separate branch, and on in that branch, whatever modification that you require based on the requirement or in the project needs, that you will be working on, right? So same thing in my case. Right now, I have deployed already. The code is already in my GitHub now. Let's say you have deployed successfully. That is why I can see my this name, right? But let's say I wanted to do some changes here, some of the let's say in the keywords or home page or whatever it is based on your this thing needs. Main case, I will change this name, something I will mention so that it should come automatically using continuous integration and continuous delivery. Let's see how it works. Okay. So I, as a DevOps guy, I have created the branch as staging. Now under staging, let me do some changes in my code now. So I'll go to under page. Under page I have it index.html because I wanted to see this home page. I wanted to change it. Whatever I have now, I wanted to modify something here. Okay. Right now it is a program with a Hirian. So let me check. So if you see here, this is a code basically entire pipeline. thing. Not only this particular, you, wherever it is based on the requirement that you will be changing it. In my case, I'm working with this one index to this thing. See here, I create this one. Let me do changes. This one changing in my local system team. Okay, remember, Hriyan, I'll mention Tripura. Just let's say, and I'll mention a version. Okay, I'll mention now Tripura also. Okay, before it was now the now it's then let me save this one. So it is saved now. So right now, like I mentioned, you are sitting in your staging. You are not in your main branch anything. So let me check now. What I'll do, I'll first add this one git get. Sorry, not get. It is a git add. Then I can mention the which specific file name or whatever the file name I can mention, or you can mention dash sorry dot. Okay, then it will include everything in my case. So now let me check git status. If as soon as I move this one to my staging, when I say git add, like I mentioned last time, it basically whatever changes in your local system, sorry, local listing, that is moved to your staging, right? That is your, or you can call it as staging area, right? That is what. So right now you can see here, you are in this sitting here, changes to be committed. Okay. So I let me commit it right now in the staging now area. You wanted to commit this one, git commit. Think this is a real situation so that you're working here. You create separate branch and you're working now and you want to push to main branch. And before that, you need to merge the request, basically pull the request. Pull request need to be done. Okay. But before that, let me just complete the one by one. First, I'll do git commit. As soon as I git commit, then message name. In my case, uh, change change Hriyan to here say Hriyan Tripura. Okay. So I think this is clear. So I have mentioned here. Let me now let me check git status again. We have nothing here because it is now it is in now it is located in my branch. Now what I'll do is I wanted to push this code basically whatever changes I have done because I modified this name. Then I wanted to move this basically push my in the repository, that is my GitHub, right? In my GitHub. So how can I push? I can use a git push, but if I use a git push, this will not work. Okay, this will not work. Let me see whether it works. This will not work. What it says that the current branch staging has no upstream branch. Of course, to push the current branch and set the remote as the upstream. Just remember this one. Whenever you're working with your local branch, you have to upstream. Basically, the information what you have in your local listing that need to be updated in your remote as well as to track your changes. That is why it is required to do upstream. So how can I configure upstream now? How can I push this one? Basically, now what happened now? Whatever I have a code in my branch in my here staging branch. Let me check whether it is there in my GitHub. GitHub. Let me refresh it. See, I don't have anything. I have only features and a hidden branch, then main branch. I have three. I don't have staging branch. Let me see how we can bring it to GitHub. Okay. Git push. Always this command is used. U dash U is nothing but upstream or upstream. You can type. In my case, I'm typing as simple. So use upstream. Okay. That's U upstream. Then what is my origin? Or when I say origin, that you're talking about remote always. Okay. So I'm specifying that this is remote. That means you are talking with the working with a remote repository. So origin means that is a remote. So origin spelling, just check that one. Okay. Origin. Then branch name. Branch name, which branch? The same branch where you're working, basically your staging branch, that need to be pushed to your or in your remote also. So that is my staging, right? STG and G staging. Now let's see. Message successful not. Boom. Right now, you have changes everything have been okay. You see here, now you have to go here and asking to visit this one and check it remote. I can go maybe just see, or I do normally don't have to do it. You can go directly, but in my case, just to show you. Okay, let me see if I can copy. Okay, follow the link. Okay, see, I can directly taking me here. Okay, now you can also see this is the process called as code review. They will check it. What is my existing code? What changes been met currently? Whenever I see this, if you see the same line, okay, green is nothing but the new one, the latest one. The orange is nothing but that is the old one. If you see the line number 8, same if you see in your GitHub, sorry, in your this thing also, you can see line number 8. That is what BD changes right here. You see here, line number 8. So it is clear now. That means the changes was happen from my local system in particular line. That is my particular folder in particular line, 8 number line. That was changed your this thing. Now that is how we can review the code now. That these changes happen. Okay, now we are sure now what changes might happen, that we are good now, we can understand, okay, that is what changes. Now your decision whether you want to pull the request or you want to not. Okay, so in my case I will do it, but before that I will close this one because I wanted to show you directly how we can go directly from. Okay, right now also you can see only this page, basically the old one, because still CI process not happen, CD also not happen. Now let me go back. Okay, let me now what I'll do is normally when I say in actual project, what you'll do is that's how they push the code basically. So let me go to my GitHub now. If I go my GitHub, I will get new basically the branch, that is my staging branch. Let me refresh. You see here now. I have my staging branch now, right? 2 minutes ago, you see 2 minutes ago, before this was there, hidden tab was there, feature was there, menu was there. But now I could see another branch, that is my staging. This is pushed from your local system. Let me go inside. Let me go inside. As soon as I went inside of your particular staging branch, I could see changes. What asking for the compare the pull request everything. But before that, let me see what changes. Okay, changes I can check here also. But before that, what I'll do is I will go to my main branch just to see whether the changes happen or not. Here, main branch, right? I went main branch. Okay, I main branch. Under main branch, if I go under here, I win page, then under page. Sorry. Okay, sorry. So okay, under page I have it here, index store, this one. This is, I could see the old one. If you see here, old one is a here. Okay, this is the one old one that I have it now. So if you see that, that means the whatever modification has happened, it is only happen in my particular branch, that is my staging branch. So clear now. So let me bring it to my basically pull request, that one to my main branch. So that what happens if I pull request, if I do what happen now in my pipeline, where is my pipeline? This was just, let me refresh it because I don't want to save this one. I just refresh it. Right now, if you see trigger option as main, I have mentioned, right? So that means now whatever, whenever trigger happen manually, sorry, in the main branch, the trigger should happen here. At the same time, here also your continuous deployment should happen automatically. Okay, that they should be one by one. I will show you that. Let's see what we will do now. We will go here in your pipeline. Where is that pipeline? Okay, let me go inside. Okay, right now I have artifacts everything, so I went inside of your pipeline. Okay, this is the main branch. Let me do some changes here in my code so that it should trigger now. So right, I mentioned, where is my code? Sorry, this is my code. That is in right now. I don't have any changes in my main branch. So because the changes whatever happen is in staging branch now, right? That is in staging branch. No, now what I'll do is see it is what I'll do now. I'll go staging branch now or wherever it is. This is a compare. Okay, let me compare and pull request. Basically, normally you don't push the code to your main branch always. That's what I'm saying. You create separate branch. In my case, I created it as staging branch, and then the code, whatever modification happen only within staging branch only. I didn't touch any other branch. But once I push the code to my particular branch, then I'm trying to check the code review first using pull request. Code review time, they will pull request time. You can check it. In my case, I just went particular branch. In my case, it is a staging branch. I went inside under this one. Now I could see changes. Same thing what I explained before. You see here, this was the old one, which is in the orange one, and this is the new one. I mentioned if you see what is the new one, you can see the Tripura was added newly. Okay, and that when I see the plus with the green marks, mean that means that is added. You have added, and orange means that is the old one. Okay, so right now that means now whenever I do pull request, it has to trigger here automatically here directly with using CI/CD. Let me do changes now. So in my case, okay, now I have changed the main branch to staging. I compared everything. Now looks good, right? Now let me pull request. I can give some commands based on whatever you need that you can give it. Huh. Okay. Once you push this thing, always remember that's how the best practice. You see option now. Once I uh, pull the request, everything successful happen and merge also. It is asking me you are all set. The staging that is my branch name branch can be safely deleted. Okay. So in actual use cases, that's how you have to work. You will create separate branch and whatever modification you do, you change the modification and push the code to your remote repository and get reviewed by your whoever expert in your project. Get reviewed with them. Once it is ready, good, you merge with the pull request you will do and merge it. Once you successfully merge the request, message the pull request, then you have an option to delete the branch also. This again depends on the requirement, but I usually don't recommend to delete as soon as possible. At least keep for some times, at least for the week or something, depends on the requirement, how critical your changes or maybe the application is. So yeah, okay. But anyway, you can recover also this one, but still it's good to keep it for at least 1 week something. Okay. So in my case, if I want, I can delete it, but let it be. I don't want to delete for now. So let me go to my main branch now. Let me refresh in my where I'm sitting now. Okay, let me refresh. Let me go to my main branch. Now I went inside my main branch. Then I went to my page. I went to my HTML, right? Index or HTML. If you see here, whatever command we mentioned changes by Hriyan to sorry, change Hriyan to Hriyan Tripura. Okay, this is the changes we have made. So we can read that way also. Right now, it is showing here. Right, you see here. It is in my main branch now. You are in the main branch setting. You are in the main branch, and now also changes happen in branch. Basically, be pull request and be merge it into main branch. Now, based on the pipeline, what you define here, because the trigger option you mention as the main branch. So whenever any changes happen to your main branch, the pipeline should trigger, right? So let me go to the pipeline just now. You see here, I didn't do any manually intervention here. I did not do anything here. Automatically, trigger started happening. How? Because you given as your in a pipeline, where is that? Uh, Okay, you can open your table face. Okay, because in your pipeline itself you mentioned as your okay. Okay, this is another branch that we should think this is created for testing. We have to check. Let it complete first this one. Okay, this got trigger pull request with them from Hirian for to staging, and this is the we need actually. So okay, we can check this one because that's how we need modification here only. Um, okay, because we have mentioned here as a main branch, sorry, trigger as main branch. That is why it is automatically they will take care pipeline. Trigger will happen. As soon as the trigger successfully happen, you go to your continuous here also. See here, continuous deliver also. You can see here I started. The release option already started. See, I didn't do anything. Automatically say it is in queue because based on the whatever changes we made, it is going to be and also. But before that, what we did was we enable here also there is an option to do with continuous deployment. You need to enable that one in your CD pipeline, a release pipeline basically. You have to enable that one. Then only it will happen. Otherwise, only that will happen only in your pipeline only, not in your continuous delivery. Let's see. Now also we can see only this name. Okay, so let's see why how it works. It will take some time maybe. Same thing job we can take have a look what is going on in the back end. You can understand this. At least take some time. Okay. Meanwhile, let it take some time. Maybe at least it'll take 1 minute to 2 minutes also. Depends on the this thing. Uh, yeah. So once it is successfully deployed in your continuous delivery, then we can see in your Azure application web. Okay. Now I think it is clear. Continuous integration is ready. The process will done. We can see here. Then this is the census. Let me go from here in Tripura. Okay. Web release 2. Okay. It is in progress now. Okay, I can check from here also if you want. Same thing that will take you back to your release pipeline tab. See, I have a task. I have 3 tasks. So based on that task, it will be a 4 distance. See, it is successful. I have no issue. Let me go to the logs also. I can check, or I can double click here also. You can check if there's any issue. You can check. If you want to understand more, you can even link with your work item also during your continuous deployment. Okay. So also I can check the logs. What is the stage, how happened, everything. You can check the logs like that. In my case, because we are clear with that, so we don't have to go that deep. So right now, continuous deployment also ready. Let me refresh my page. Same page. Let me refresh it. Maybe taking time. Okay. See, it is came here in Tripura. I don't know from where this is coming. Maybe some space I kept. Okay. So now you can see now changes been happen. Whatever changes be did in a local system, and we create separate modification we have done in our local uh, branch, and we push to my remote, and we trigger it in my main branch. So whatever I did changes in my this thing only, it is showing here. Oh, here one space, correct. Here I put one distinct dash, no, that's why it's showing here. Okay, that's how it works. So normally once, yeah, this is how the continuous integration and continuous deployment happens. So and normally once you're done with your work, you're not supposed to keep this one as it is, because it will be a big risk. What you have to do it depends on the requirement. Two things you can do it. If you don't want this run in this code to be run, there is an option. Go here. There's a I think I need to go. Let me go inside because I created multiple. Let me go one of the pipeline. Then we'll go with the no, no. I don't have to go here. Settings. See here. Inside pipeline, there is an option. Okay, you can right now it is enabled. So processing of your new run request. If it is enabled means you can disable. By default, what normally people do in the project they disable this one. They disable this one. Depends on requirement. They can disable here in a pipeline also. What happens whenever trigger happen also, this will not nothing will have effect in your production, in your application, nothing will happen basically. Okay. So I have disabled it. Normally you don't have to enable that every time because it will be big risks. If somebody do some changes in your code, then automatically it will get triggered, then it will be a big problem. So we do normally keep that enable. Once you're done with your work, you have to disable it. Only when your requirement comes, you enable and run the trigger once again. That's also one of the case. Second thing, what I can do is I can go even in my this also. Right now, if you see here, I have done automatically as soon as the pipeline happens, run the continuous integration part. Automatically, the continuous deployment happens, right? But if I don't want only the continuous deployment, I don't want that to happen. In my case, what I'll do, I click here. Before that, see here, what I'll do, I will go back to my release. I'll go to my edit option. Okay. If I go edit option, there is an option. Click there. You can see here, right? Bill continuous deployment trigger. You disable this one. Right now it is enabled. Disable that one. Once you disable means the whatever code changes will be only happen in your CI part. It will not deploy or it will not do any changes in your continuous deployment part. Okay. So if I disable now, see here. Now only the trigger will happen only in your pipeline. Even the pipeline also, if you don't want that, you can disable it, which I shown you. Okay. So in my case, let it be as it is. I will. I think I have disabled this one. Yeah, I have disabled it. Now let me save this one. Once I save this one, now let me do changes in my Git again. Changes in my um, repository or somewhere. Let's say I want to directly change it in my code. Uh, let's say I wanted to do changes here again from GitHub only. So the trigger will not happen now. You are in a main branch currently, right? So the triggers normally should happen, but the trigger will not happen now. Let me remove again. I'll keep it as the default one, the first one. Okay. Now let me commit, remove name. Okay. Then let me listen. See, it is asking this one. Let me do this one. You don't have to pull the request and all because you are in the main branch. But as per the pipeline, what you define here, by default, the trigger should happen. Where is that? Just let me refresh. Continuous, okay. You see here, okay. If you want to include any branch also, you can include or exclude. That is also possible. Okay. Meanwhile, anyway, that is I did changes here. Let me see whether anything happening. See, this is push. Let me refresh my GitHub. Let me just go somewhere. See, this is changes happening. Changes is happen, but if I see in my this thing, it will not be affected pipeline. Here, 1 minute ago, remove name. Okay, it is already in the main branch now. But if I see in my pipeline also, I don't see any trigger happening. This is from the remote. It is only in your this thing. Created two branch, I think. I mean, but it will not happen in your trigger. Basically, in the continuous this thing. Okay, this is happening in your continuous integration. If you see here before, there are two. One is a full request from this thing name, but right now only we remove name. The trigger happening. Okay, I have disabled that. If you see here, I don't see any kind of this thing, but yeah, I can request here. I can do it once again manually. So manually, if you want, you can do it. That depends on you. This is happened because we didn't change the pipeline. Still, we were keeping this thing on the main branch, main this thing. Yeah, main branch. So that is why it is taken from there. But in my continuous deployment, this is not happening now because we have disabled it fully. Okay, so yeah, we don't have anything. So whatever changes also, if we do also, it will be same as it is. No changes will be happen. Okay, that's how it works the continuous integration and continuous delivery. Okay, so now we will understand the flow, what we were discussing, artifacts, everything. Uh, okay, three things we will understand first. Artifacts, basically, like I mentioned, artifacts are the output of your build process. Okay, example, in this case, it has a compiled binaries, libraries, or documentations, and other files will be there. So in my case, I have already shown you, but we will see same thing, dependency, what it means. In software, dependency is the reliance of one code components on external elements like libraries and modules to execute tasks or access functionalities essential for its proper functioning. That means if you have some application, the particular application may be relies on some other external components or some other modules or elements. In this case, that is called as dependencies. So that will be taken care by your here package management. It is here. The package managements are tools in software development that automate the process of installing, updating, configuring, and removing dependency or software packages within a project. Okay, just note this is not entire this thing that works the package management within your project itself. They facilitate the management of external components, libraries, or modules, or ensuring seamless integration and version control. So when I say the package management, nothing but this is a one of the tools, automated automation tools, where it helps you to install, update, configure, and remove your any kind of dependency as and when required based on your application for a specific project. Okay. So let's see one by one understands, because right now we were working with our ASP.NET based code, right? So we are working with our ASP. This is what we were working ASP.NET code base. So example artifacts, if I see example, we have a compiled DLL files containing the application code and dependencies. So like you answer, dependency basically the particular application to run properly, you need some external components or external things where you need that application to be run. Example, how I can find part in repository. If I want to see the artifacts, how do I check it? Example, this is not a this thing. This is how the example I'm given. Suppose this is your application name. In this directory you get, and you get something like, it should be not, it shouldn't be always same directory. It could be just bin directory. Here you get something known as .dll is your important. Okay, .dll. So let me see what we can see. .dll. So we are going with our previous. Okay, we will directly go to my. Uh, First, I think I will delete this. I can let it run, no problem. My GitHub. Okay, this is my GitHub. Okay, so I was in the. I went inside here. Then I have manifest, but I'm talking about some other things. Let me go to my properties. Okay, nothing's there. Okay, sorry, I need to go here. My I have already previously, because I have the build solution happen here only. So I will not use this one. I have it already here one here, right? This one I downloaded from my. I think it's better to solve from here only. Pipeline, right? I think okay. I can take any one. No problem. I can take any one because same thing only, that will be fine. Okay. If I download this one, let me download. Bro, can you just accept or somebody else? Okay. So contents we have it here, and then we have a CD, then directory, source, then this is your application. Okay. Here, this was our saying. Do you have a with application name, whatever application name you have defined here, you can list here .dll or .x this thing, except. Okay. This is all your artifacts. Along with this one, if you see the keywords, it says that along DL files containing the application code and dependency. Whatever realize based on the application, not just DLL also, along with that, other also will be taken care as artifacts. So that we have solution. Dependency means when I work with my ASP.NET code base, okay, when I work with ASP.NET code base, I be use NuGet. NuGet. NuGet basically it is a package management for your ASP.NET code base applications. Okay. So if you at any time, whenever you are actually working with this specific application or this thing, like maybe technology stacks, let's say in my case, ASP.NET code, you will be using this NuGet package management. That is every time. Okay. For libraries like entity framework core. So when I say this is example, so NuGet is the tools basically the package management that helps your project to work better. If there is any, let's say you have some this code, or if there is any issue or maybe any kind of need to be done, let's say you want to install some kind of dependency or anything, this package management, that is your NuGet, will take care of everything, installing, updating, removing everything. They will take care, restoring everything. They will take care this NuGet package. Okay. If you see here, same thing. ASP.NET base, we have a package manager example, NuGet package manager. Okay. So we can see here example here .crons.pros. Okay, this will take care when you work with your ASP.NET core. Same thing, if I talk about .NET and ASP.NET works very much similar. I don't see much difference here actually. They works almost same only, but you can just take a look what it has, same similar of what it has, right? Okay, just here .exec and .dll. Okay, same you see here NuGet package, and also you can see here cs.pros. This is your the dependency. Then we have it Node.js based applications, right? In when you work with the Node.js application based application, like we have like a minified and bundles JavaScript files, you can see here when you work with this particular thing, you can just have a look on this particular extension. Okay. Then dependency could be, we have when we work, this is a dependency, basically package manager. Okay, npm. Okay, node package manager. Okay, npm and node package manager. So package like express.js part, you can just something like a package.json. So npm like here mentioned, node package manager. Okay, you can see with this format. So it is all like a depends on the what do you call that, based on the requirements, based on the applications, based on the stacks, we will have different kind of package manager depends on the this thing projects. Java. Java, as everyone know, right? When I work with Java, what we actually, when I say artifacts, basically we have two different things here. One is the jar file. Okay, that is your Java archive files. Another is a wire file. That's a web-based application. Webs, this thing, right? So that's the thing. So when I say part, you can say if you see any kind of if you go any of the Java application base, you can see dot jar dot where you can see that. And also dependency like we have a Maven dependencies. You can see dot pom.xml is your Java base. And like I mentioned, when I say package management, it is Maven again for Java. They have one more also, that's a Gradle that is used for some of the use case, but normally we use a Maven mostly. Okay, so we have the part we can say pom.xml. Python. In Python also we have like a compile Python bytecode and distributed packages. Okay, that you can see anywhere, you can check that one. Okay, so they also use yeah package management as py pip. Okay, Python package installer. If you install any of the package also, I am sure you will be installing these commands pyp, right? Python package man installer, that you can see everything based on the your projects, things like that. Okay, that is what it is. So I hope you understand the this thing artifacts and this thing. So in simple term, when I say the artifacts, basically, let me just, in simple term, when I say artifacts, basically, what in your when I say in Azure cases or Azure pipeline cases, based on the code in your GitHub, whatever code you have it in your code, you have defined as ASP.NET code you have defined in your GitHub. Okay, based on that, they will build a solution for you, and they will build at the time of building, they put complete solutioning like your dependency that will be taken care by your package manager. Okay, and dependency is required because to run any application, you need certain external or like help or external tools which required for application to work properly. Okay, so pipeline again, yeah, that's how the it works. If same thing I was explaining this also, use like that's how it works. Okay, I think we have done very fast today. I don't know. Team, any questions till now? If you have any question, please let me know. Hello, team. Is there any questions? Okay, maybe no. No problem. So okay, so for now, I think we don't have to explore much because this is good. Okay, I will explain this one just for our understanding. What we did was, so I will explain this one once again because we have already done it, but then we'll explain. So if you see here, what we did was we created here everything. Our core is clone everything here. So you think of same thing here as an engineer, you're working here using the Visual Studio now. The same code you have published, or maybe you push, or maybe you clone it from your here, wherever it is, whether it is your Azure repo or could be your Azure GitHub, sorry, GitHub. Okay. Then we created a pipeline that we have earlier shown. The pipeline we have created a pipeline. This is our pipeline. Okay, and this is some of the things. People. Okay, then we have created a pipeline. In pipeline, we have defined so many tasks basically based on the requirement. Okay, we have defined all the tasks. What is my requirement? Everything is been defined here. Okay, once you define this thing, then we also publish the artifacts. Basically, what I'm saying is that we have first build test this here. If I see the flow, what it basically does, this is the ASP.NET base code. If you don't understand what you do, just click here. We can understand. Okay. If I click here in my pipeline, it is a NIGGER. That, like I mentioned, NIGGER. That's why I was explaining you. If you're working with the ASP.NET code, you will be working with the NIGGER only. That let me check here. We are working with this particular application base, so we work with the NIGGER package manager. Okay. So that is why you can see here also NIGGER installer. First, they will install the NIGGERs. Okay. NIGGER installer. Then once this is done, what we did was, let me click here. Okay. Then second what we did was, there's a command second task. Let me see. Nigger command. They will, what it will do, they will restore it. If you see Nigger, same thing. It's a package management manager, because we work with the ASP.NET base. That is why we use this particular package manager. So what is the command? Say restore. Restore, we have so many other options also. The restore basically how it works in the sense, so let's say, like I mentioned, you are working with ASP.NET code base, this particular application you're working, and you have the everything you have in place now, and you wanted to work with them, and you restore it. Restore nothing but this particular package management will take care everything what you needed. Example, here is your nigger package for libraries like entity framework code, and also if you see here, uh, where is that niggers? Huh. Okay, this for full solutions. I think not here. I mentioned somewhere. Okay, no problem. That is somewhere I mentioned maybe. Okay, so what basically does is they will restore it. No, I think it is in. Let me check. I think, huh. So when I say package, this is a package, right? This is a, let's say, npm package you have. What it does, any package management, what it does basically these are tools in software development that automate. Okay, they will take care of the automation also. Automate the process of your installing, updating, configuring, and removing dependency or software packages within a project. That means within specific ASP.NET based project. Okay, they facilitate the management of external components like libraries, modules, ensuring seamless integration and version control. Okay, so this will take care, they will take care everything ASP done this particular. That's what I do in my case. In actual pipeline cases, like I mentioned, this is again a package management. They will take care for you to do automated everything you needed. Whether you want to restore basically whatever you have, package management manager or something. They have all dependencies for your application to run, right? Whatever your application is required to run certain this thing, everything is available in your package manager. So this particular Nigger package management is responsible to do all your work here using restore. When I say restore, mean what is needed for your application to run, you will get everything. This will take care. Okay, Nigger restore. That's why I be using this one. On what basis? If you see here, part two solution package.config or the project.json, like I mentioned, uh, project.json. Okay, here. Okay, project. Huh. So if you see, I think I have it here, project solution, right? You see here. You can solution be here. No? This kind, whatever the solution you have, full package is there. Okay, there they will take care everything, restore what your solution is required, basically what is required for your application to run properly. Okay, in my case, so I will take care everything. That means NIGET package management is responsible to automate. It could be installing your tools or installation or removing or configuring or doing any kind of changes. They will be taken care by this particular, that is your NIGET management, package management. Okay, so once it's ready, that's what they are doing. For this you have to install it, this one. They will install this one, first into install this one, then they will run a task, then they will restore it. Okay, they will restore on that film. One that is done, then they will build it. Once your solution in place, they will try basically this thing. They will take the solution, whatever variable you have a file. You have a file in your variable. If you see self solution, right? If you see the file here, here, whatever you have, they will take care that one. Yeah. Then MS build adds whatever is there, they will move to particular directory or based on what they want to do. Then build a platform. Okay, then they will do it. If you just read here, solution will be whatever you given as your variable, and also stored uses your the version and this argument, and this is your build platform. There is some other thing also in future. If you want to work with a multiple parallel job build process, that also possible. In my case, we don't have to do it for now, but yeah, we can learn that later. Okay, then once that is built, then I don't know why it's coming two times. I given two times maybe by mistake, I don't know. Anyway, so second thing is that after building the full listing applications based on the solution, they will test it. Okay, the test session. Okay, they will test it everything. This is the directory. Okay, this is your directory folder directory. Folder directory is nothing but this. If I say system.default working directory. Okay, then once it is test, first what we will, we have based on the solution we have built, we have got all the solutions, and the niggers package, basically the npm, sorry, the niggers package management will take care doing any kind of automation when it comes to the dependency or any kind of this thing. Okay, then they will build the solution. Once it is ready, they will test it. After building solution, they will test it. After testing, everything is in place, then they will publish the artifacts. Okay, then they will publish the artifacts to where? Uh, I can, like I mentioned, they will take it from here as a publish part to build dot artifact staging directory. Then mention the artifact name, whatever name you want. Then container name. That is a by default is a container name as a very understood it. In my case, if I click here also, I can see what is mentioned here. Okay, part to publish. I want to publish to here. And what is the name I want, based on what name you want it, you can mention. If you want to define the size, you can define. And if you want to basically publish this one to any other this thing also possible, like is your share this thing also file share. But in my case, we are talking with Azure pipeline, so let it be Azure pipeline. And if you see advanced also, if you want to see tar the artifacts before uploading, if there is some requirement, you can do it, but otherwise it's okay. Okay, then once it is published, once you basically complete this writing this thing, you will run this pipeline. Once it is done, publish based on the task, whatever build solution happen, you get here. Artifacts will be published here. I think so many things. Then okay, the artifacts will be whatever name you given. Artifacts will be published. So artifacts basically the output of your build process. Okay, whatever application that you have built using your Azure pipeline, all sync, everything will be the like your dependency, your code, application code, and your like the everything will be there. Artifacts, everything will be there. Okay, they will be stored here. If you want to see more, you can go inside here and check the this thing artifacts here. That's how it works. Then once we done that one in continuous basically deployment, deployment process in the release pipeline, what we do is using the same artifacts. What we will do, we will take the same artifacts, and they will basically deploy to any of the platform. In my case, we have deployed Azure Web App, right? So it is not just Azure Web App. depends on the requirement. You have to deploy in many platform or services. Okay, but when I say, see the when I say the continuous, basically the pipeline, it is in my case it is very small pipeline I have written. But in your case, basically when you work with the projects or anything, you will not have only this much. You will have lot many other things also. Right now, I think only 3 to 4 tasks I have mentioned. Usually in the projects, if you're actually working, you will be having more than 15 tasks. Okay, 15 tasks plus more than that, you will be working many sessions because you need to scan the code, you need to put coverage in to do it, you need to scan the code, you need to scan the complete your applications, you need to test it everything. You can do it everything. Okay, you can even scan your entire code also, whether it is the code quality is good or not. So basically, you need to integrate other third-party tools as well along with your in your GitHub. Sorry, in your pipeline. Example, if I say, let me show you if I can just. Let me see if I can show you once. What I mean to say is that that time I was saying the service connection team. This is what I was saying. Anytime, whenever you're working with your pipeline, you need to have the service connection. First thing I will have to create here. When I create a service connection, that will help you to. It's like a authentication, whether you are in the right person or not. That is why they need to. You need to have the authentication. Okay, whether you're working with Terraform, you have to get this one or Azure. It depends on Azure Resource Manager. In my case, I need to correct this one. If you're working with other third parties or tools or any other Jenkins or anything that, let's say Docker host, Docker registry or Terraform, GCP or GitHub. So even GitHub also, like I mentioned in a project, you need to have a service connection to authenticate with your pipeline. Okay, same thing. We have a Jenkins, then we have a Maven, we have a Kubernetes, Nuggets, everything. Okay, if you're dealing with this, you need to learn same thing like a service fabric. We have a Sonar Cloud, Sonar Cube. Okay, there's so many other things others are there. So that's how we need to understand. For now, I have worked with multiple, so I have almost everything I have it. So I was saying something about repository. Okay, if you go here, teams, if you go under your projects, okay, just go under your projects. This is your project. Go inside your project settings. Okay, I want to basically explore some of the tools that we are going to be working in future. Okay, like just showing you. I went under project settings. Then you can see here there's an option called marketplace. This logo will kind of log symbol. Okay, you click here. As soon as you click, there's an option like manage extensions or this thing. Let me see the first one. What I have it. If I see the manage extension, I could see there are so many things that which I have already used it. Extension, third-party extensions, basically. When you work, we can. In my case, like it is Ansible, Kubernetes policy, traffic manager, or Circular, container security, Kubernetes, Manball, everything, dependency check, pull requests, replace token, Sonar Cloud, Sonar Terraform, everything. So it's like, it's good to understand and how we can basically integrate these all tools in my Azure CI, which is or CI/CD. It's not just CI, I mean, or depends on the situation. It can work in any ways, right? Or maybe sometimes you can work with your continuous integration or continuous deployment. In best example, I can give you some of the example. Let's just give a one use cases. Okay, let me see if I. Okay, let me open the last pipeline. I'm not going to explore now much, but just showing you what I mean to say. This is another. Ignore this the brand's name because I created separate dust for some other this purpose I created. Okay, for now, what do you do? Let's say if I want to work with, don't worry, team. If you don't understand, also it's okay because I'm just showing you just for your understanding. It will help you actually when you work. Okay. Anyway, we are going to explore everything, all tools, how we can leverage into our Azure pipeline in many situations, right? I will always go with the practical way. So I was explaining about my here. Let's say one best example I could give is your Docker, because we are because right now I have an image here. I want to Dockerize this one, right? So what kind of task I need to have, right? Or maybe any other, not just Docker, anything. But I'm just showing one example that are trying to make you understand. Let's say you have if you see here Azure Container Registry extensions, or maybe if you want to work with the Docker security or anything, just what you do, if you just type here in your extensions, where is that? Okay, sorry, I think I need to push this one. Okay, and let's say this pipeline also, how we can write from the scratch also, I will be teaching anyway, don't worry. But for now, you don't have to think much about how the pipeline is being basically written. Yes, it is good to understand. As you learn slowly, you will definitely be learning everything. I will definitely teach you everything, how we can write, what is the best practice, how we can validate our pipeline, whether it is working fine or not, and what kind of solutions we can integrate with our Azure pipeline. Everything we are going to discuss. Yeah. But right now, today we understood how the CI/CD works. Once we are clear with that one, definitely we are going with the hands-on more of writing the this pipeline also slowly. Okay, at the same time, I want you all to learn about Docker and Kubernetes, Ansible, then Terraform also, because all combining these DevOps will help you a lot when you work, right? So in a simple use cases, I was saying is that if you want to work with anything, so you see the steps first, what is been given, how it has been modified. But in my case, it is they have different stages we have now. You can mention anything task. Okay, the pipeline syntax also that I will explain. I have already notes. I will explain that also. So if I want to work with the, in my case, let's say, okay, one best example I will explain about the Sonar Cloud. Uh, what it does basically, if you see the detect bugs, okay, vulnerabilities, code smells across projects, brands, and pull requests. That means if there is any issue in your code, they for any kind of code, any there's any bugs or any kind of this thing, they will recommend you. As a vulnerabilities also it works. So it'll help you to analyze before moving your code to your or to deployment phase in simple term. In the sense, because as you write this code, once the code is ready, you are going to deploy in your continuous using as your release pipeline. You are going to deploy right this one in one of the platform, let's say services, let's say Azure Kubernetes cluster, or could be your Azure Web App or Azure BM skill set, depends on the requirement. But if your code itself not correct or your code itself having some issue, how are you guarantee that whether your code has no issue, right? So that is why as a DevOps engineer, you should be like understanding that how the scanning basically the pipeline, basically the flow here basically in your pipeline. When I write define any code or any kind of pipeline, the types of scan or types of my requirement, what I need to think of, right? So in my case, because I want, I think sorry, second. Okay, sorry, huh. In my case, I want to detect the bugs also if there is an issue, and also vulnerabilities also I want to do it along with the I want to also see if there is any issue with my code before moving the code, basically deploying to the application to my Azure, to my any of the service. Because once it is deployed in my production or in my environment, then it will be a issue, right, to fix it. So it is good to analyze the issue before deploying to production in simple use, in simple cases. So what I'll do is I will try to use my this one Sonar Cloud, right? Sonar Cloud or Sonar Cube, both are similar to ways it works. You see here, detect bugs, both are same, and vulnerabilities also it has code smells across projects, brands. I don't see any difference. Then one thing we will understand what is why are we using two different cases, right? we need to understand this also, because these two also works in the same situation. If you read a definition, it says that detect bugs, here also mentioned vulnerabilities, then code smells across projects, brands, and pull requests, right? So it is good to understand both situations and also the kind of tools why we use one or the other, which to want to use basically, right? So in simple case, I have already made a notes also for this one. You can take a look. The notes also I have written in my notes also. What's the difference between? Okay, but in a simple, in the high level, I'll explain. Not a deep. If I talk about the Sonar Cloud, it is a cloud base. Okay, it is completely managed by, it is managed actually cloud based this thing. Use this a web based kind of things. You just let's say, let me check where I have this thing cloud. Uh, I have everything. Sorry, so not cloud login. I think I should be having git. Uh, I forgot which one I used it. Okay, I think I have it already. Yeah, yeah. I have already my account. Okay, so if you see here, right now you don't see what nothing is there right now. I'm just showing that this thing. They have everything their own managed service. This is basically web based. You will manage using the through this portal only. Okay, web based. You will not have complete access to your server or anything. This is a cloud based basically service. Okay, and also it has some features also. It is good when you work with any cloud infrastructure. But if you're working with your another which is a Sonar Cube also, it works very much similar. But this is a managed. That means you can deploy any of the environment. Like you, it's like a, you managed by you, managed by the organizations. You do what you so it has a more control on your security level. Like you want to manage everything or from the company side itself, like by organizations. Yes, in this case you can go with this one. Okay, Sonar Cube. It works in the same features, and this is a cloud base. That's a difference. Okay. So in my case, I will go one of them because I don't have an server right now. If I say this one's not cloud, I can what else I need to mention. Sorry, I'll just go. I just mentioned. If I mention, just remember theme here. Okay. If as soon as I click on cloud, just making you understand. Now you don't have to do it. There are three things. That is what I'm saying. CI/CD process is not a small one. It's a huge topic. You have to learn. There are many things to learn still, explore. Okay. So in my case, if I want to work with this particular task itself, that is my Sonar Cloud tools I want to work. I want to scan the code within my CI process itself and all this thing. There are three things like you can see here: prepared, analyze configurations, and then could publish this thing. So what we can do is first this one and this one we can keep in our pipeline, CI pipeline, and this one publish code quality get results can be deployed even in your this thing also, continuous delivery also. Sorry, deployment. Okay. If I see the prepare analyze configuration, basically, uh, okay, first I will run this one. Let's say, see, I have to give a full details. What is my service connection? That's what I'm saying. Every single time, if you want to work with multiple listing, the service connection also required. Here, you have a service connection, right? I think settings. I'm in the projects. Sorry, on the project. Sorry, not project, under organization. I don't service connection. I have to go here, projects. Then here the service connection. I will get it. Extension. I think service connection. Sorry, maybe yeah, service connection. I need to go inside my project itself, not in the this thing. Anyway, I'll go inside. Yeah, because based on the project only, I'll go here. I can see a service connection somewhere. It will be here. Let me check. Here. Okay. Service connection that works within the project, not the organization level. Okay, so this one, let's say in my case, if I want to work with my this one Sonar Cloud, I need to enable this also. Mm, huh. I need to enable here only. In my case, so I need to create here also. I will anyway explain. Don't worry. This and all how need to be how the work around things I can say everything that I'll be explaining later. Okay. For now, just giving a hint. Okay. Here we have two organizations. Organizations basically in here that should be there in your this thing projects. That is it is here. You can treat also. Select the organization of your case. Okay. In my case, this is the one organization I have it. I select this one. Okay. This is basically in my if you see here also GitHub. Sorry, here. I think I don't know. Maybe it's SMG. Okay, I log in with another profile that is it's not showing anyway. Okay, that is there. So you need to basically keep everything ready. This you know. Okay, so in service connection, like I'm doing for the first time, I'll just mention if I don't list it. If it is not listing here, just type sooner cloud. This will be listed only when you install the extension team. Okay, before listing here, you need to basically install the extension. What I mean to say is that if I meant like I mentioned here at the marketplace, you browse. This is a marketplace for your project, but in my case, if you say Visual Studio base, it will give you some recommendation what you need here. If you go Visual Studio Code, also it will give you some recommendation. If you want to with any of them, that you can work. But in our case, we are working with Azure DevOps, so we can check. So there are many things the extension for Azure DevOps we can work. If it is not listed, you can source it. It's like Terraform already done, right? The Ansible also we can work, and we can work with Azure Pipeline also. We can have the integrations. Then you can have this also external. There are so many things. I think it is good to explore everything on this thing in details. So in my case, I will talk about the Sonar Cloud, right? Sonar Cloud. Okay. Sonar Cloud, as soon as I type, there are many others, but this is the actual Sonar source. This is from the Sonar source, is a company actually. Okay, so they are giving this one for you, the Sonar Cloud. This is all created by some other person. That is not a like if you see here the this thing also not recommended 21,000, but if you see here 66,000 plus people are downloaded. Just click here. As soon as I click, you get the option. Okay, just click on the get it free. So once you get it free, once you do this thing, let's say in my case, once I do here, before that, you also have to have the organizations ready. But for now, you don't have to worry. Just, I don't know why it's taking, okay. Huh. It is loading now. Okay. So it is asking select once you guys download this extension, basically, it asks me select an Azure DevOps organization. That means if I have multiple, like in my case, I have three organizations. So that is in my DevOps, right? Um, I can create here. So yeah, sorry, I went back here. I have three projects here, right? Dev staging org and DevOps org and the stage. Okay, these three organization I can achieve same thing. That is why here also. Where is that? Okay, delete. Okay, wait, what did you do? I think I went back. Okay, I think I'll go inside. I think okay. So projects and size, then you get the option the service connection. Not service. I was trying to do this one. Sorry. Okay, I have three organization now. So what I'll do is I have this also Snark cube also, but I am working with this thing only now. So Snark cloud. So I will just go download this one. Yeah. So now I can see I have an option like Sonar Cloud. I have this thing, and I get an option to select on which basically all the extension will be will be deployed based on your organization level. Okay. But if I say about the service connection, that works in your project level. So if you say any external tools where you want to deploy or use, let's say Ansible or Terraform or whatever that is in your, that will be in this. Okay. So let me select my I think this is the correct. Yeah, this is the correct one. So let me see. It's already installed. Let me try some other here. Let's say just for example, checking permissions. Okay. So now we have checked the permission. Then we'll install in this particular organization now. So you are set now. You can go to marketplace or you can go to the particular uh, projects. So if I go here under this one organizations, then extensions. Here extensions. Now I see here I have only one, so I have installed it now. Okay. So once I install this thing, now then you need to have the service connection to communicate with your Azure pipeline to this particular service, because this is the external service, right? So if you want to connect with this work with this particular service or particular these tools, you need to have a service connection that will help you communicate between Azure pipeline and Sonar Cloud. Okay, that's how it works. So in my case, I have already just mentioned my case. So what I'll do, I can select whatever name I have it, whatever service connection you have, you see your service connection, they will ask you when you configure. Then they will ask you which organization it is located. Okay. Then once it is done, it is asking me the way to run this is okay, integrate image build when it has to do. It is in my case, we are talking about our uh, ASP.NET code. So we are will be the first one. Okay. Then we have a project key. Project key means every project will have a key, right? The project key, project name, and the project versions, that everything into mention here. This is your first task. Same like that, you have this is for the analyzing configuration. Same thing once you're done, you have another task. Then here, prepare analyze. Okay, prepare analyze we have it. Sonar Cloud, sorry, Sonar Cloud. Ah, run it here. Then we have this one. This will run this particular full listing. Okay, very important. It will run it. Then that is done. Then we have another is just the last one. Sonar Cloud. This one. So once you mention everything here, you just add here. In my case, let's say this one means. If I case, let's say just mention. Let's see my case this. They will edit everything for you. Okay. So, but whenever you mention a task, it should be a sequence wise. You can't have the task first task in the first and second task in the last. So this should be a sequence whenever you want to work with any tools, because they have certain like sequence where they need to work with, right? So it is required for you to work with know the sequence also. What is the sequence that I need to give, which command to run? Suppose example, Same here also, if I publish the artifact in the first page and the last page, then will get an error because the build artifacts, if this is not there in place. If you try to publish, then it will be big issue. So that is why it is uh, just ensure that you have the right sequence. Okay, team. I think that's all for today's sessions. Yeah. So we will maybe see you next week. Not next week. Tomorrow also we'll see what we can explore. But for now, I think there are many others. I will share these documents also. Just have a look whatever we have discussed today. And I'll just give you a small brief what we did was so that it'll be easy once again for everyone. Just what we did was just 2 minutes I'll take. So okay. So like I mentioned, we this engineer person working here and the person build a basically code the in your GitHub. They clone it here, okay, and again they push back to my Azure GitHub. In this case, it is a Git, but Azure repo. But in our case, it is a GitHub. Now then we configure our CI/CD pipeline in CI pipeline. We configure trigger as main. So whenever if trigger has any kind of changes happen or any changes happen in my um, main branch, the shape trigger should happen. That's how it works. So we could see that also. We have seen that also. Then second, what we did was in our CD pipeline. Along at the same time, the tasks also we have defined multiple tasks. And then in a CI process, sorry, CD process, what we did was we had a here. I think we'll just display this. Okay, we have our pipeline. Okay, we have it here. We took the artifacts of what we have built in pipeline. We took the artifacts and store it here in my Azure DC. Now artifacts been basically uploaded in your pipeline, and then we have created a new task that is your deploy to Azure Web App because that's how we want to make a stage. Basically, we want to move deploy to Azure Web App. So in here, we have Azure will take care of everything, including your whatever tasks you have, or even your artifacts, everything they will take care. Okay, they will uh, work with that. Then you have basically another task that you define for your application to be deployed in your Azure Web App. So these are I have mentioned your subscription details, the resource type, connection type, subscription, then app service type, everything. So same thing, if you see here, what we did was in our like here. So CD process, we have also enabled our one more task that is a continuous integration. Sorry, continuous delivery. Here, if I go here, right, there is an option, right? Is continuous deployment here. Continuous deployment, I have enabled that time, but now I disable again. So you can enable if you want. Once you enable, whatever changes happen, once the CI process is completed, automatically the trigger will happen in your continuous delivery as well. Sorry, deployment also. But if you enable this one, if you don't enable this one, then this will not happen. And we have others also like a pull request trigger also that can be done. So that we will see later. Maybe slowly we will not go that deep now. We'll see that later. For now, you just understand that's how we did it. Okay, then we enable the continuous deployment trigger, and automatically once the build artifacts in place, they took the artifacts in your CI from CI to your release pipeline and deploy to your Azure Web App using your task. Then we have checked the things. You taking the URL, that is the URL of thing here. Okay, and this one we took this one. This URL we had. This is a web app we took and we try to explore here. Okay, that's how whatever modification if you want to do also same process you follow. Sorry, if you want to do this. If you want to work with the wait, why is open? If you want to work with your basically any changes in the core or any bugs happen, you can create like I showed before. You create a new branch and you basically do changes there and push to branch and pull request you do to main branch and it will happen the trigger. So trigger can be basically defined anyways, but in our case, we have defined in our main, basically main branch. Okay, teams. Thank you for today's sessions. So we'll wind up this session for today. Thank you.